Hey everybody, Jay Krista, say I do forever, and this is Wednesday Hot Topic. Chili peppers, hot, get it? That's why the shirt's on. And is...
Well, what gets hotter? What is the hottest topic you can, besides politics?
Oh, religion.
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 How'd you like our thumbnail?
Yeah. Oh boy.
So we're going to talk about the second hottest topic in the entire world. Maybe it's the first hottest topic, which is religion. And we're on a 7-part series. And guess what? We made it to number 7.
Yeah, this is the 7th-part of the 7-part series.
So it's a 7-part 7. It's the 7th of the 7th part.
Yeah.
Which
just like our
is,
videos.
You know you're ready to get married if you are on the same page or at least have discussed your religious views and beliefs with your spouse. Are you on the same page? Because it'll make a world of difference in your marriage.
Yeah.
Or it could be a bumpy ride. You could go either way.
And we're going to talk about how Krista and I are on such the same page.
Oh, we're just like
united. 2 peas in a pod. We're like this. Like this. Yeah. Go ahead. Start us off. Start us off.
We just thought we'd have a couple topics of how your marriage can go good or be harder.
Yeah.
If you're not on the same page religiously or with your beliefs or your values. Because it's so important, you're becoming one as you get married.
Yep.
You're going to be raising children together, maybe. You're going to have the same friends, hopefully. You're going to have the same in-laws. Well, your in-laws aren't his in-laws, but you know what I mean. And
or they soon become outlaws. Depends on if you both are on the same page.
You're hopefully going to be celebrating the holidays together. Or not. You hopefully will have the same purpose. So maybe. So let's discuss some of those things. Let's discuss, being on the same page versus not being on the same page when it comes to raising children.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about how hard that could be.
Yeah. Do you want to start? Or you want me to start?
Well,
I think for the most part, Krista and I were on the same page. I was new in our faith. When I met Krista, I got saved at her parents' church. And I think we told you guys that on our video of our anniversary about how we met. But anyway, so I don't think it was as important to me in the beginning as it was to her.
Well, that's funny because I was a wild child back then and I was dating a bad boy. This is the bad boy.
Yeah.
Who was not a Christian and not my parents' ideal husband for me. However, God kind of had a little sleight of hand, shall we say, or he had something up his sleeve. He did. He was a little tricky. And
for both of us.
Jay got saved while we were dating, but never told me. And we went into our marriage and then started digging into our faith. And I found out later that he had actually gotten saved.
And another thing to go off on that too is, so I went to a Christian school, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become a Christian. And you can have the head knowledge, but until you get the heart knowledge, it's not going to matter. Mm-hmm. It's like you can know all these answers to all these amazing things.
You can grow up in the church.
It's not going to matter.
You could be going to church right now, and I think there's a difference between someone who goes to church and, and that's what they say they are, and somebody who it's just changed their hearts, it's changed their lives, it's changed, and they want to do everything for Jesus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't even plan on going down that road.
No, but we did. There you have it.
But with raising kids, eventually, if you are going to get married or you are married and maybe you're experiencing this right now, you need to be on the same page in parenting so you can be one united force.
Yeah.
And there are going to be things that come up, in how you discipline, how you want them raised, how you want them to be in school. There's just so many little things, holidays, and how you want your child raised, that if you don't pre-talk about that before you get married, or at least early on in those first few years, you're going to kind of come across some years of conflict. Because I know you both want what's best for the child, and you both might have a different idea. So what we're saying in this video is it's important to have those conversations and say, how are we going to raise our future children? How are we going to, what happens when it comes to their schooling? What happens when it comes to they do something wrong? Come up with scenarios. How are we going to handle this? You might be someone who believes in spanking. You might be somebody who believes in timeout. You kind of need to know that together so that you can be one united force. I found too that if you are divided at all, your children are really good at at playing you up against each other.
Yeah, they tried that early on. That didn't last very long.
Yeah. Then we got united.
Yep.
Watch out.
Yeah. Yeah, when they tell you one said something and the other one said something totally different, you catch on real quick, and then you go to them and say, you know what? Come here.
Mom said.
Let's sit down with Mom and let's discuss this. Let's see what she really said.
Yeah.
And then it's like their eyeballs get huge, their mouth drops, and they're like, oh, that's not what she said.
Yeah, so having that conversation, this isn't about having children, but having that conversation about parenting and how you're going to parent and what your beliefs are, your values, your religious views.
So here's just the example of what she just got done saying. So let's just say the husband's all about spanking the kids. Just saying. And let's say the wife is all about putting little Timmy on timeout. You're going to meet conflict.
Because one's going to be like,
yeah. And that does stem from religious beliefs or views.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever you call it.
It does for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whatever, that's a stand that we take. And our kids are older now.
Probably one of the biggest things you'll come across if you are of different faiths or different value systems. But let's talk about some other ones. Friendships.
Yeah, friendships is huge.
So you're hanging out with your friends now, and she's hanging out with her friends now. Are they going to mix well? Are you going to get along with her friends, and she's going to get along with your friends? Religious views have a lot to do with that, because we tend to stay in our cliques, so to speak, or those who believe similarly to us.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, are you going to... What friendships, what are friendships going to look like for you?
Yeah, if you're a guy and you marry a Christian girl, odds are she's not going to want to go bar hopping with you. Even though maybe you and your friends bar hopped and then went golfing and then, went to the bar at the golf course, she's not going to want to go do that.
There's bars at golf courses?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, are you sure? Well, at least the country clubs here
have them.
Anyway.
Why was I thinking miniature golf? I thought
I don't know, but that would be really funny. I'd have loved to have seen that.
Oh, gosh. I was thinking of a bunch of guys. Why are they out golfing?
I just went to Putters, and I just took 4 putts, and I'm exhausted, so I think I'm going to go hit the clubhouse and get a big brewski.
I never saw a bar at the miniature golf. Obviously, I don't golf.
Nope. You probably shouldn't.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so
and that's on camera.
If you got that's good. So if you got one that likes to, go bar hopping, and the other one just is a homebody and likes to stay home and watch movies with you, you guys are going to have conflict. Obviously, you need to get on the same page as far as your beliefs. That is going to come into play as far as drinking, your language, whatever. It's going to happen. It's
and it may
gonna
not
be an issue.
feel like it at first, but eventually it's going to start rubbing the wrong way.
Yeah, because all the newness is going to wear off, and you guys are going to be like, "Oh, you're so wonderful. This is a match made in heaven. I'm so." What is it? What does Hallmark say? The universe brought us together. Whatever. Not buying that. I like Hallmark movies, but that really just nothing about the universe bringing anybody together. But what I'm saying is, it's going to cause a point of contention. You're going to have problems, period.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your friends or her friends.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. Guarantee
Okay,
it.
In-laws. Woo! Talk about
Yeah.
hot topic. Hot
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. Let's go down that road. So, my parents are not churchgoers. Krista's parents are very much churchgoers. I don't foresee all of us getting together anytime soon to go to church. I don't see it.
So yeah, it's
I just don't
important
see
because you're
it.
going to be at family functions. You're going to be at family, and you can overcome all these things. But going in, having discussed that ahead of time,
Right.
will help you. It's not like, oh, well, then it's, we're not going to get married.
Right.
It's more about, like, we've discussed it. We have a plan of action. This is how we're going to do this,
You definitely have to have a plan.
Do you know what you're doing? Well, let's go right to holidays.
Yeah, let's jump right into that. Another hot topic. Good thing I have my shirt on.
Like how you celebrate Thanksgiving, how you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, is it Kwanzaa?
Another thing, too, you got to remember, so my family did Thanksgiving a different way. Her family does Thanksgiving a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as growing up with my family, because my mom and dad divorced when I was young, so I still had my stepdad and my mom and then me. But then they invited, other family members from his family and all that stuff over. Well, we just sat down and everybody just went to town and ate.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the unwrapping presents.
No. We're not to Christmas yet. We're still talking Thanksgiving.
Sorry.
Let's tackle Thanksgiving one thing at a time.
We're just working out our marriage problems here.
Yeah. We're doing a video in the process, so why not?
Thank you guys for counseling us.
Yeah, thank you for your patience. We're really trying to get through things. But with my family, it was just dig in and get after it. With her family, you go around and you say what you're thankful for. And we also pray over the meal. So there's two different versions of Thanksgiving. And I know you guys know that. We're not the only ones,
and
we're
that
not
has to
alone
do
in
with
this.
religious views.
Exactly.
And how you were raised. There might
Exactly.
even be some differences in between the same religion.
Right.
One family's going to do something different. So
Yep.
have you discussed all these things? If you guys have discussed all these things and you've maybe even gone through a couple holidays with each other, that's going to help you in the marriage, in the years of your first marriage.
And just as an example, so a moderate Christian compared to extreme ultra conservative Christian. The ultra conservative is going to go around and say what they're thankful for and pray over the meal. The moderate to hardly shows up
Liberal
at
Christian.
church for Christmas and Thanksgiving or New Year's. The ones that show up and put their time in for a couple hours a year, if that, are going to just dig into the meal and almost just.
So, and what we're saying is,
I don't even know how to put it.
Have you discussed this?
Yeah.
And if you're already married, it's not too late. Start a discussion.
You definitely need to discuss
Right
it.
now it's October when we're filming this video.
Yeah.
The holidays are right around the corner.
Yeah, you got 30 days to figure out your spouse, your future spouse. You got almost 60 till Christmas.
Yeah, so we got to figure this out before, this is a disaster.
Or I'm sorry, less than 60.
Well, and then, with the religious part, let's talk about, going to church for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, like your family might be used to going on Christmas Day. His family might be used to going on Christmas Eve. You know, how are you going to work out those kind of things? Or if you're Catholic and you go to Mass, but he's Jewish and he doesn't celebrate Christmas, you're going to be alone when you go to Mass. So have you thought through a lot of those kind of things? And if he has a synagogue, is he going to the synagogue, or is he a practicing Jew? Or
Yeah, how
you
are
know,
you? Are you going to put a tree up?
oh yeah, I didn't even
You
think about
know,
all the decorations.
if he's Jewish, well, unless he's a Messianic Jew, then you might be putting a tree up. But, you know, if he's just, what is it? Streamline
I don't know.
Jewish. Anyway,
He's just Jewish.
yeah. Well, I'm saying very
Yeah.
like Orthodox.
Orthodox.
Yeah, that he's not going to be putting a Christmas tree in his house
Yeah.
whatsoever.
So, you know, holidays are a big thing. And then another thing that we'll finish off with is a connected purpose.
Yeah.
So, religious views have a lot to do with your connected purpose. What do you see yourself, you know, what is your purpose in life? Like if you are a Christian, a lot of times you're feeling like, you know, well, I feel like this is where God's directing me. And if you're married to an atheist, he's not going to feel those same things.
Right.
But when you guys are on the same page with your values and your goals and your religious views, you're never going to be 100% because you're still going to come from different families. But you can actually begin to work on one purpose.
Right.
So that changes a marriage when you can work on one focused purpose. I tell you what, Jay and I are best when we are working on a marriage ministry.
Yes.
It's just our thing.
Yeah.
When we get too busy, or when we moved and we didn't, you know, have a place, or we're lost, or we're whatever, when we're not working to help other marriages, we tend to not really have a feeling of purpose or direction.
Right.
So if you can both be on the same page, you can also have a sense of purpose. And when a marriage has a sense of purpose, you wouldn't believe what a marriage can do. And our dog is turning around scratching.
That's okay.
If you hear weird, strange
Just ignore it.
grunting.
Just ignore it. Also, with that, the purpose.
I'm going to throw something at her.
Just go ahead and throw something at her.
It was just a pin, people. But she just looked
Well, you
around
threw it
like...
by her. She was trying to figure out what it is. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. When you have the purpose, you both are very driven in that direction too. Mm-hmm. You're gonna gallop together. Mm-hmm. You're going to be very driven towards the purpose that your goal that you're working for.
And like what Jay is saying on that is that a marriage is kind of like a team of horses that have been, bridled together or yoked together.
Yep.
And that when you first put those horses together, they're not used to being together, and they're trying to do their own thing. And it's just a big mess. And then as they become one in that bridle, you're going to throw some pins at her too. She's just...
This is why we put her outside when we do this. Anyway, go ahead.
Forgot where I was going. Anyways, when they're bridled together, then they start to gallop together.
Right.
And actually can
they're
move
in one
forward
accord.
to one
they're
accord
in
and
one
one
accord.
purpose.
Yep.
So that was my point.
And
even though Duchess didn't want me to get to that point.
But Duchess is a good girl. And as you saw last Saturday in our video when we went to the South Hills, you'll see Duchess. She made her debut. Yeah.
Or,
she did
the
a good
Saturday
job.
before she made her debut.
Yeah, she did a good job. But that's just our hearts, our marriage. That's plain and simple. That's what it is. That's why we have done this video.
Yeah.
That's why we do these videos and put out this content about marriages, because you can have very stuffy people trying to do videos on marriage. We don't want to be the stuffy people. We don't want to be real. We want to explain our relationship to you guys and let you guys know that in the future, when you have tough times, watch our videos, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
You know,
You're so right, because what I was thinking the other day is we're not as polished. We have dogs scratching in the background, and we're not editing and stuff. But why we're real is because we were once young couples who thought we were completely alone.
right?
We were once, and we thought, oh, we're the only one dealing with this.
Yeah.
And everybody that we knew looked so polished on the outside. They had that perfect marriage, and ours looked like a mess on the inside.
Yeah.
So behind doors. And we needed to know that it's normal to go through some of these things, and it's normal not to be perfect.
Yep.
That was important. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for sharing
And we're
that.
far from perfect, and we will tell you that right now. And I think we've told you guys that in previous videos. You know, all we're trying to do is help. We're trying to give you the tools to be successful in your marriage. We by far have not become perfectionists in marriage. We work at it hard every day, every day. But at least if we can get you some of the tools into your hands, that when it comes time for you to get married, you will have thought about some things that we said, and that you will apply them, and you'll have a better chance at having not only a long marriage, but a marriage forever. Say I do forever. That's the whole point of Say I Do Forever. So
Yeah. So with that, we wrap up
yeah,
our
Seven-part
7-part series with number 7.
yeah,
And
bloopers and all.
Bloopers and all. And we want to thank you for hanging out with us
Yeah.
for 7 weeks while we went through some of these hot topics and things that you need to discuss.
And we've got other hot topics to talk about,
Yep.
and that will be in our future videos. So
we'll see you in the next
yeah.
video.
Until next time, this is Jay, Krista, Hot Topic Shirt, helping you say I do forever. We'll see you guys.
See ya.